Hello, I'm just Jordan, and this is how to learn about Dota 2. Now, Dota 2 is a competitive game, it's a pro game, it's a very complicated game, so one of the most difficult things is how do you learn about such a massive game and so many things that you really need to know? First, why do you learn? Well, here's a very basic example. This is all the heroes, there's a bunch of heroes here. Now, imagine you want to be really good, so you pick up one hero and you become really good in it, and you think everything is going great, but then you can't advance anymore. Well, the thing is, you can't just learn one hero and be really good at it and progress a lot. Sure, you can do that, maybe you have amazing skills, sure, but what you really need to know is how every skill, how every hero works in the game, so you can either play them or play against them. Because once you know their strengths and weaknesses, you can exploit their weaknesses and use their strengths to their maximum. You can learn how to play better with your teammates, and you can learn how to play better against your enemy. And it's really important not only to know the skills, but to have tried them and to know what is the best play for that hero, what is he going to do, and how will he need to do it, so that you can use that to your advantage. And the best way to do that is to learn about the skills and every interaction possible from the Wikipedia page, because everything is explained really fast and good in there. You have the interaction with BKB and Lincoln Sphere and everything else, and you have the side notes, which are very important things. For example, they tell you in the Legion that it's a taunt, and there's a taunt list here which tells you which taunt is stronger. For example, in the 2K bracket I still see people telling me to call Dual Link Legion, and that's stupid because, you know, everyone should know that Duo has the highest priority, even over Winter Wyvern and Berserker's Skull. So you can't call anyone that's in a duo, you just can't. So those are things, basic things that if you knew them, you wouldn't have made that mistake, and you probably could have won the game. Now, past that, what you should be doing is try at least every. I keep explaining this to people. You need to try. You need to have at least once tried how skills work, how items work, and the fastest way right now is just to demo a hero. If you haven't played the game, this is the fastest way to try every hero. It's not playing a game. Playing a game costs you way too much time. But if you just demo a hero, you can try all of its spells, all of its skills, and just know how they work. Know their ranges and so on. So by this way, you can test out everything for a hero. And this can cost you just 2 minutes. You can test skill builds, you can test item builds and so on. You can have a dummy target and see how much damage output you have. And this is right now, I think this is the best way to test out heroes. Skill builds, item builds and so on the fast, right? And there is no reason why anyone wouldn't have done this with every hero at least once, to understand how his skills work, how they're casted and so on. Now, after that point, you probably should have played at least one game with every hero, but hey, not everyone wants to do that, it's fine, but you should. And the reason why you should play and try to be good with some hero and try the meta for that hero is because then you learn what to expect from him and how he should be doing it. And once you get to play against that hero, you know, oh, okay, so let's say Ursa. So I know that he's gonna get the Blink Dagger, and what he's going to do when he comes to me, he's going to blink on me. He is already have casted power over power, and he'll stomp me and he'll start attacking me. I know that. Everyone knows that played against Ursa, right? Alright, so what about, let's just say Swark, right? Swark used to be a really big thing. Not anymore right now, but he's sort of coming back. So what you know, if you don't know how to play Swark, like you don't know, if you haven't played Swark, you don't know how his skills work. But if you have played it, you know, and you know how to counter him. Like you know that when he comes at you, he'll probably cast Dark Path before he comes to you, right? So that means if you see that he Dark Pathed you, you know after that you can stun him or hold him or something, he can't escape. And every time you play a hero and you know how he's supposed to be playing, after that when you play against him, you're so much better against him, right? So that's why you should be playing all the heroes at least a couple of times, at least trying to understand how they work and how they should work. Now past that, past the general knowledge about that, is you need to learn from other people and see what they're doing. Now yes, the best way to learn is from the 6K games, where you learn what is the optimal build, what are the optimal things, but this is the interesting thing, right? There's a difference between pro games and pub games, and you can see it. You can see how in pub games pro players are doing completely crazy things, and that's why very often you can't really play your game like you can play a pro game, right? You can't do these simple things because a pro game is a team game, and if you're in a solo quali, you're not playing a team game, alright? You're playing a solo game. Now you're playing with your team, and you should be playing with your team, but it's not the same thing, right? Because they can rely that their teammates are going to be using the benefits from their skill build and their items that are synchronized. In a pub game, synchronization is really hard to pull off with other people. You can do it, you can synchronize skills and so on, but not item builds and skill builds that much. So the best way to learn how you should be better in your single player games is from the 6K bracket, and even better, your own skill bracket. The best way to learn how to get better is from your own replays, but not just about yourself. I'm not saying that you should be entirely watching your own plays, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm supposed to watch my plays in my replay, that's so sad, I don't want to do that, it's a waste of time. No. Of course you should be watching your plays, but hey, here's a trick. If you don't like watching your own plays and your own mischiefs, then you don't have to. All you have to do is watch what the enemy did amazingly and try to copy that. And here's a game where we lost miserably. But why did we lost? Well, Lion was their mid player, and he did amazingly. So he did so much plays, it was incredible. It was horrible to play against him, but this is a replay that you need to watch. Whenever you see a game where you lose miserably and there is some guy that snowballed like crazy on the enemy team, you need to watch that. You need to watch what he did, so you can either counter the same sort of play, or you can do that in your own games. So, and that's why these games are very important, and you need to watch them. The enemy Ricky also did very well. So when you have a game like this, it's like a gift. You need to see what they did and see and think, hey, I think because this is in your skill bracket, you can pull that off. When you watch 6K games, a lot of the things that they pull off, you can't pull off. You're not that good yet. You can try to pull it off, but you probably would fail. But this, in your skill bracket, you can definitely pull off. You have the skills and the means to do it. So really the best way to improve is watch what works in your skill bracket and do the same thing. Alright? It's kind of stupid, but hey, it won't them the game, it's gonna win you the game too. So that's my best tip. And again, knowledge, then improve your skills and watch what the other people are doing that is good and try to do the same thing. It's pretty much not that hard. The hard is the execution part. The hard is actually getting better. That's the hard one, because it depends only on you, right? So that's it for now. I'll figure out what we'll do with the next video.